Hello and welcome to Recover and Grow, and Happy New Year everybody. It's January and we're out of 2020 into 2021. That's very exciting, and yes, I do hope that this year brings you very much happiness and health, and let's hope for a better year this year. And one of the things that's going to make it better is to be growing, and this month it's going to be slightly longer than usual. Because I want to concentrate on planning your garden. So if you're completely new to Recover and Grow, or you're new to gardening and you've been thinking about it over the winter and you want to get going, I'm really hoping that this month you will get lots out of somebody who's done it for 10 years and tried to document it all and help you, hold your hand, as it were, as you get started, because there's a lot to it. And so it might be a bit longer. Some of the videos might be a bit longer than usual. Bear with me, watch them in chunks, but it's just so much material to get crammed into this month. And I'm very aware that even next month, Valentine's Day, we'll be starting to sow veg and flowers for the spring. So it's very quick. The winter will go and we'll be out there before you know it. Yes, the shortest day is over. The light is beginning to come. I don't know if you know this, but I just learnt the other day that every day from the 21st of December in the UK, where we are, we get another 2 minutes of daylight a day. So that means that every 10 days we get 20 minutes more. So on the 1st of January, we've had 20 minutes more light than we did on the 21st of December. Well, that's quite a long time. It's a long time in what you can do in the light. So be encouraged. The light is coming and everything is changing. There's a lovely Vita Sackville West quote here that says, "The shortest day has passed, and whatever nastiness of weather we may look forward to in January and February, at least we notice the days are getting longer. Minute by minute, they lengthen out. It takes some weeks before we become aware of the change. It's imperceptible, even as the growth of a child or a plant, as you watch it day by day, until the moment comes when, with a start of delighted surprise, we realise we can stay out of doors in a twilight lasting for another quarter of a precious hour." That's a gardener's heart. We're all longing for that. But there's lots we can do while we're waiting. And I've just been sorting some of my seeds, and I'm going to be doing that with you later in the month. But it always amazes me how every autumn I'm absolutely exhausted from a huge harvest, preserving and growing and tending my plants and getting the food stored for the winter. And I've written here in my journal, I wonder if I'll really go through it all again next year. The thought of the back-breaking digging, keeping the pasture at bay, which we have here, because our whole plot, our whole garden is taken out of pasture, and it kind of creeps back every year. Pulling out barrowfuls of grass and thistles, making truck-sized compost heaps, and moving the mountain of manure whenever the beds are dry enough to be dug over. Is it really worth it? How much simpler would it be to add vegetables to my delivery order from the supermarket? And I really can relate to that. And there's a tiredness that comes in the autumn and early winter, and then you just think, I just need to stop. But it always amazes me, this has happened to me every year, that every January, really just as soon as Christmas is over, something magical sort of happens. I've written here, it says, in fact, as soon as Christmas, the Christmas tree is taken down, I begin to feel that itch in my fingers, and I find myself poring over the seed catalogues. I get my boxes of seeds out and see what needs to be replaced for the year ahead, and start to plan, jotting down the things that I did wrong last year, what variety would be best, what will I try. And before I know it, I'm caught up once again in a wave of desire to sow, to experiment, to create, to make real, to plan and to achieve my dream. A garden of abundance, a cornucopia of delight, a miracle of produce from a piece of ground which at the moment is soggy or frozen, unworkable, defiant, with only a few telltale signs of life. The brassicas stand awkwardly in the cold, the leeks upright as an army awaiting the enemy. The artichoke fronds are frozen solid and sparkling in the rising sun. But these few things give me such delight, The garden is still alive. It's just waiting, like I am, for the spring. So, snuggling down in the dark mornings with my old red book, which has got all my garden plans for the last 10 years in it, all my notes, all my reflections, everything that I've done, they're all there, waiting for me to take a look and to make new ideas, new plans for this year. And so I'm really hoping that you'll come along with me for the ride and we can do it together. And so this month is a busy, busy month. There are more downloads this month than ever before because there's so much in the planning. So we've got the normal ones that you have every month, the growing schedules for January, vegetables and flowers. And we've got in the spotlight, we're doing cabbages and some of the brassicas this month. And we're doing, I want to do a bit of fermenting with you, possibly make some sauerkraut, that sort of thing is in the spotlight. Collard greens, calabrese, cabbages, cauliflower and sprouting broccoli. So there'll be recipes on the monthly recipes in the third week of the month. Those will all be normally up there. But added to it is a flood of PDFs, downloads that you can have of my garden plan for my raised beds and for my patch, which has got everything written into it. You've also got the 3 seasons plan, which is just columns of what varieties of veg are in the ground in the 3 different parts of the growing season. It isn't spring, summer, autumn. It is spring, early summer, 1, midsummer through to autumn, 2, and winter, 3. So the growing season is slightly different, and that's really helped me to see it like that. It's tremendously useful when you're planning your garden to know that a lot of produce can be grown and out of the way and done and finished by June. And then there's another midsummer crop that can go in, and then another one in the autumn and winter. So that is there too. And also successional planting, companion planting, crop, underplanting and catch crops. There's lots of PDFs up there which do download and have. They'll be up there for some time, but you'll need some of them for some of the teaching this month. So that's those. And the whole idea is to help you feel that feeling of being slightly overwhelmed with where on earth do I start. I'm trying to give you the tools that have helped me. The main tools are the garden plan, which is really, really helpful to have with the schedule. And we're going to show you how to make your own growing schedule through the whole year so that you will begin to build up a knowledge of what goes in when and how it works and everything else. So what seeds to sow when and everything. So I'm hoping that you're going to get a lot. I think it's a little bit like building a wall. You've got to build a foundation, and that's the most difficult bit. Once you've got the first row of bricks in, then you just can follow. It's sort of got a pattern. And I'm really hoping that everything that I've learned over 10 years of doing this will actually be a help to you and won't overwhelm you, but rather the opposite, will actually encourage you and inspire you to just start. Because that's what I did. I started literally with a courtyard garden and nothing. And I grew lots of food just in grow bags. So we're going to go through the whole thing this month. And I'm very excited about it. And I do hope that you'll come along for the ride, and that by the end of the month, when we start sowing in February, we'll start sowing seeds, you will have a really solid awareness of how your garden, however big it is, however small it is, will work. And if you live on the other side of the world, you can take this January teaching and put it into August, or whenever it is when the opposite is true for you, when your spring is about to start. So I hope that it's helpful, and I'll see you on the course.